Somebody wants
So,
to stick
yes, exactly. So the economic empowerment, it means a person is okay, is like earning, having job and making his day. But if the ghani, the rich, wants to give this category of people zakah, is eligible, he can receive. Because what we have, this issue that a lot of people, when someone gives them zakah, they say zakah, no, 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 I have salary, I'm okay. Who said? Maybe you fall under this category. So if something comes to you as a zakah, you have to check if you are miskin, you take. You don't refuse what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to you. So everyone can evaluate themselves. Like, you know, how is your expenses? How do you meet it? The debts that you have. Because in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in one ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah said, تَحْسِبُهُمْ أَغْنِيَاءَ مِنَ التَّعَفُّفِ. There are some people, you look at them, you think they are fine. They don't have any issue. They are sufficient in everything. Because they don't tell people, they don't ask people to give them. So it's us who should realize and recognize them and try to find about their situation. So I think that's the masakin that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took them in Surah Al-Baqarah. تَحْسِبُهُمْ أَغْنِيَاءَ. You think they are rich by reserve. They preserve themselves, so you think they are sufficient and they have everything they need. العاملين عليها, effective zakat administration. Okay. This group of people, during the time of Rasulullah give them a very high status until they are one of the asnaf. So supposedly they should be fed well from this zakat, so that does not cause them to be corrupted. That's the objective and the wisdom in Islam in handling them, because they handle big amount of money. This one pay 10 million, this one pay 60 million. They are the one who bringing this money to the Bayt Mal. They should have a portion of that, so they are fair and they don't open their eyes, because human nature is very easy to be influenced by money and wealth.
What is the portion of that zakat money? All divided by 8?
No. Now we will come to it, inshallah, after we go. But in general, the practice of the sunnah is that you take one category, you make it sufficient. Means I take one faqir, I solve his issues for this year. Let's say I'm paying my zakat 10,000. I choose one faqir, I give to him. Khalas, he fix all his issues, financial issues. This is the practice of the sunnah, is to make the needy sufficient. But now they distributed bit a bit. So it's everyone's still hungry, even though there is a lot of collection of zakah.
Yeah. So for the Amilin, was here.
Yes,
So
the salary.
is there a cap that the Amilin is entitled to?
No, there is no mention like a number, like how much they are entitled of. But supposedly they are entitled of something that preserve their, preserve their dignity from looking at the money that being collected. The money that's sufficient, that does not make them take raswa, be corrupt. Okay, this is the wisdom of Islam.
Because
There is no limit of greedy, you know. Mankind wants as much as he can.
so all of the interpretation and think that okay, there are 8 categories here.
Yes.
So the safest is to take 1/8
Mhm.
divided by 8. That's the maximum that they are entitled to.
What I go through from the reference of Fiqh al-Sunnah and other books of Fiqh, Wahbat al-Zuhali as well, it's that the idea of zakah, you should focus on people that you make them sufficient. Means the distribution that is being distributed now, I don't know the reason behind it. Maybe there is social issues that people, if you give just a group of people, you make them sufficient, and the rest you don't give them at all, they will create another issue and problems. But from the context of Sunnah, in the Sunnah during the time of Rasulullah, they used to address the needy, make them sufficient, make them like not needy anymore. Khalas, the hawl came, and supposedly this year, this zakah solved their problem. But as you said, there are all sort of, maybe some, they, as you said, they suggest to equally between these 8 categories. But I think from basic understanding, logic understanding, they cannot be same. How can I put al-faqir with, for example, fi sabilillah or ibn al-sabil? We will come to them. So they are different in their needs. All of them actually, back to the first one. Who is the original on this, all these asnaf? Is number 1 al-faqir. Faqir, who doesn't have, he doesn't have anything. Who is the number 1 to receive? Then comes al-miskin. Then al-amilina alayha. Al-mu'allafati qulubuhum. It's those who you want them to like the Islam, or al-mu'allafati qulubuhum can be also an enemy that you want to shut their mouth so they don't come attack you, and just to calm them down with the money, you can use it as well. They are under mu'allafat qulubum as well. So it's like public relations to create the peace atmosphere in the society, especially like, for example, intercultural here, like in Malaysia, you are not all Muslims. So this is one of the ways where Muslims express their, their respect to other religions and other citizens.
So this is basically, this is rank in priority.
Not rank in priority, but I mean, I cannot, as I said, like al-gharimin or fi sabilillah before al-faqir. If I'm going to put them equal, I will not be fair to al-faqir. He is more in needy than, for example, Ibn al-Sabil.
Yeah.
We will come to him now, Ibn al-Sabil. Fi sabilillah. Okay, fi riqab, this one is to free the slaves. Maybe it comes one day back. Allah alam, Allah knows. So we have to keep that in mind. Al-gharimin, financial relief. This one is those who have debts. If you know, let's say I know a friend who is suffering from, like, he broke, he have a big debt, and my zakat time came, and I think I want to spend my zakat on them. It's one of the ways to spend the zakat. Al-gharimin, those who have a big debt. So you give them the financial relief. So they are one of the asnaf. Fi sabilillah, supporting Allah's cause. Here is where a lot of misunderstanding going on. Fi sabilillah. Fi sabilillah, in some authentic of scholars, say it's only for the mujahideen in the battlefield who is fighting the enemies of Islam. Okay? Some opinion of the scholars. Others say this goes to anything that in the cause of Allah. Means student of knowledge. For example, someone doing da'wah, supported. Any cause for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you want to support it, then you can support it with your zakat money. But again, I want to highlight something that with the digital world, like everyone promoting their zakat, fundraising, it becomes, I don't know, it becomes very hard to know the authentic fundraised for fi sabilillah. What fi sabilillah? This one I have tahfiz school. This one I have this one. I have this. So, like for example, can you pay zakat fi sabilillah to build a masjid? This one they put it under fi sabilillah. Can you take your money your zakat money and put it for building masjid? Cannot. It's not correct. If you take your zakat and you put it to build a masjid, you did not pay your zakat to one of the asnaf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the asnaf humans, not blocks. If you build the masjid, you build building. But Allah wants you to direct fi sabilillah, but a human, a needy, a person who is in the cause of Allah. Like even tahfiz schools. Oh, come, we have building a school, big school, tahfiz school. Can I use zakat money to build tahfiz school? No. Madrasa.
Charity you can.
Charity, give as much as you wish. That will never be decreased from your wealth. But now I'm talking about, your zakat. It's your wajib. You want to make, like when you go to Hajj, when you go to Umrah, even if you miss something, you did something wrong, is okay. But when you go to Hajj, you're so scared to miss anything. Why? Because it's Hajj. If you do something wrong, you missed it, khalas. And you have to wait another 20 years to go to Hajj. Students going to study, yes, because he is needy, he's a student. He's going to him, he will spend it for his study, for his knowledge. That's fine. But now funds are raised for building masjid, for tahfiz school, madrasa, and this and this and this, where it's actually is not one of the asnaf. Al-miskin. Yeah, yes. That's yes, consider zakat. As long as the receiver is a human. Because I said to you, they make buildings like especially masajid and madrasa is usually used for zakat funds, which is they put it under fi sabilillah. But if you look at all the books of fiqh, the understanding of the fiqh, fi sabilillah should be human who is in the sabilillah. Means you are doing, for example, da'wah. I come, okay, I want to support your da'wah. Do your best. I give you, for example, this amount. Okay, you are fi sabilillah. But not, okay, I'm building a center da'wah and I need 3 million. I come give you 3 million, you are building the center. Then my zakat, it's not being paid. It's been building. So it's better to give it to someone, fi sabilillah, than you, fi sabilillah, it's very lousy. They use it always. Yeah. If you are spending on the yatim, means you are sponsoring his food, his study, his bag, his living. Yes, individual. Yes, but yeah, it's the child.
Let's say you want to use it to improve the home.
No. Yes, the person has to receive, the boy who's sitting has to receive the benefit. Let's say he's yatim, right? Okay, I want to sponsor his school, his tuition fees, his lunch, his all educational, for example, assets that he has to take. Yeah, he was fasting month for a breaking fast, but to improve the house where they are staying, that's not the zakat money that can do this. Charity, yes, can do that. You have charity, you give them. But zakat money, it's Allah made it to benefit immediately individuals, humans. This is where there's a big misunderstanding here, especially fi sabilillah.
And also a zakat recipient. So let's say I'm working, then I receive salary, right? But then I'm also studying, so then I want to request for zakat for my study.
If you cannot afford your study, and then you find someone, let's say we find someone say, okay, you are students, you are working, but you did pay your zakat, but you are struggling to pay your study fees, yeah, you can receive, no problem. You still receive. A student of knowledge can receive the zakat 100%, because as long as you are in the seeking of knowledge, you can still fall under the student of knowledge. You can receive the zakat. And you are individual. So when you receive the zakat, it's directly benefiting you as an individual. That's why supporting Allah's cause can be, fi sabilillah, can be anything. Everything we can claim fi sabilillah. Allah knows the intentions. But when we are dealing with wajib, you have to be careful, because if someone's taking your wajib and putting it something that is not fulfilling your wajib, then you are just losing your money. If you want to help these causes, other causes, when you want to give charity, you collect some money, give them, inshallah, no problem. But in the wajib, make sure that go to the really the individuals. Get the individuals to.
Let's say zakat money, somebody needs food on the street.
Yes.
On the street. But you have also non-Muslims.
Okay.
So how do you treat that?
Especially like in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Now I will talk about Malaysia. Your non-Muslim here is dhimmi. Dhimmi. Your non-Muslim here are dhimmi. Means they are here by under the Muslim ruler who make their blood haram like your blood. He make their goods haram like your goods. Means he protect them as he protect you by the citizenship or constitution or the organization that we have. So they are dhimmi. They are not just a non-Muslim who does not. So dhimmi can receive, no problem. Yeah.
Enemies of
Yes, they are not enemies of Islam. Not sometimes, no, sometimes even if they are not enemies, sometimes they are not dhimmi. They don't fall under the dhimmi thing. But here, the non-Muslim all falls under the dhimmi category. So then, yes. Yes. The countries that is a Muslim country, but its citizen not Muslim, he is by law of Sharia law is called dhimmi.
So they are supposed to pay jizya, right?
Yes, their jizya, their tax. Yes. So, but the ruler, the Muslim ruler, made them like citizen, for example, means they fall under the Sharia law, whatever being implemented in Sharia. Let's say, as you said, they are in the street or something, and then they just get the food, then they can fall under al-mu'allafati qulubuhum. They're under al-mu'allafa qulubuhum, the public relations.
Basically, they are on the verge of converting, but this one.
No, mu'allafati qulubuhum, even someone does not want to convert. Mu'allafa qulubuhum, yes. Mu'allafa here is used like someone revert already. They say, oh, this is mu'allaf. The revert one, he is not mu'allafa. Mu'allafa is a person who does not want to look at even the topic of religion, but then you are being nice and supporting them and showing them that sort of support to get their interest and guide them to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here, I think it's culturally used. Mu'allafa is culturally used, but it's actually the correct use is anyone can be mu'allaf.
But usually share fundraisers, we are very specific.
Yes.
If we will specify what is the cost.
Yes.
Things like distribution of food, we cannot control.
Yes, it's very hard. Yes.
So we would actually mention in our field that it would have to be zakat.
Yes.
So when it comes to zakat, we would actually tell our donors
To go to.
specifically these are the recipients of zakat. So it's very clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to be very
But sometimes, sometimes let's say, you are not in control. Sometimes they are the one who distribute, so you're not there. But maybe a group of non-Muslims received the food of your zakat.
Yeah.
Are you going to be deprived from your wajib or not? That's the hukum now. Now we want to know, have you fulfilled your wajib or not? You did fulfill your wajib. Yes. Your niyyah, it's for zakat. They fall under one of the category, which is mu'allafati qulubuhum. Mu'allaf.
But then
There are situations like that where you
Yeah, but you meant, for example, fi sabilillah, but it went to mu'allafa qulubuhum, so they're still under that same asnaf.
So how about the distributor? Is the distributor is he wrong in terms of the fact that he gave non?
Maybe he didn't recognize them, or yeah. But if you told him to give to just Muslims, he should stick
but
to
as
the.
some races again, we're very specific. So if we are not the distributor, we could actually tell the distributor where it's going.
Yes,
goes to,
yes.
recipients are.
It's very important.
Yeah,
It's very important, especially when the money that you are taking is the zakat money.
exactly.
So when you want to give, where are you putting the money? Okay, like I have a tahfidh school as well. So sometimes, especially in Ramadan, they might some message me and say, okay, I have a zakat. Do you receive a zakat? I have the categories. The categories, I don't take the zakat money, for example, to improve my tahfidh school, furniture, or no. Use that money in their tuition fees, in their food. They're things that they are directed to them, directed to the needy.
The onus is on you then.
Yes. So I am the one who is now responsible to direct it to make sure that this fund goes to what they eat. It goes to their activity. When they went to do the activities, they are paid for this and this and this. So that is how the money of the zakat is channeled to the student of knowledge, for example. But if I take it and I buy tables, for example, then the bearers of the zakat, they did not fulfill their wajib. And of course, I will hold a sin as well. So this is just a scenario because I deal with these situations and I am aware on the struggle. If there is a struggle there.
For the category like
Mhm.
what's the entitlement if the individual he should be a Muslim, but he is not a practicing Muslim, so he doesn't pray.
Okay, the hukum here in most of the authentic opinion is the salah. If he is tariq salah, it means he neglects salah, he does not pray, he does not receive the zakah until he back to the salah.
So if, for example, the Amir, he is distributing the
Yes.
zakat, right? He should be asking.
He should be asking, yeah. That's why here they say al-amilina alayha, effective zakat administrative. Like there is a very effective administration of zakat, deserve that you give them portion of the zakat because they do a good job, because they have to do like a background check, and that's why when you pay by yourself, actually you can reach the needy very well. But if they distributing, this is where depends on how is the operation of the distributing of the zakat. Yes.
What about the sense of family members?
Okay, the family members, in most of the opinion of ulama, that the immediate one means your child, you are responsible of feeding them. Your parents, this is immediate parents, immediate relatives. So the immediate relatives does not receive the zakat. But the outside relatives like sibling, auntie, uncles, they can receive the zakat.
So it's my sister and spouse.
Yes, if your sister, she can receive the zakah from you. But your daughter, your son, your mom, your dad, these are immediate relatives. They do not receive the zakah. No, not immediate. Immediate is your children.
Why?
Huh?
When you give to your parents or your
Because this one is your responsibility. You cannot, you are going to be responsible for them, feed them and support them with zakah or without zakah. So you should look for another category of people to support them, which is those that you are not responsible of them. We are not responsible of our sibling. If my brother now at his house, he doesn't have any money, I'm not responsible. He's an adult, he's married, he has his family. So he has his issue, I have my issue, separated. But my child, even if he's 46 years old, you still follow your child, because that connection of rahim, mercy between child and parents never cut, and between the child and the parents. So you will be always supporting them. But the category of other relatives, this is where you have to consider them for zakah, if you want to give them zakah, if they are needy. Because you don't attend them, there is no that strong bond that you would attend them. In general, the individual are different.
So
Yeah.
if your daughter is married, the father is still not able to give it.
No. Cannot give the zakah.
About your parent-in-laws?
Parents-in-laws, no problem. They are not your immediate parents. You can give them. So the rule is the immediate relatives. Why? Because you are irresponsible for them, with zakah or without zakah. So there is no point again in zakah to give them, because you are going to give them anyway. So, but the not immediate one is the one that they can receive from you. Okay, Ibn as-Sabil for emergency situations. Ibn as-Sabil can be a traveler, can be he can be rich, by the way, but suddenly something happened, he was in a bad situation, and then you have zakat money, you support him. It happens in many situations, like especially with those who travel. Ibn as-Sabil also, it can be as well the student of knowledge who is traveling for seeking knowledge, can fall under this category.
Or maybe they're in hospital, somebody is in hospital.
Yeah, someone in hospital, Ibn as-Sabil. Let's say those who, as I said, sometimes suddenly we had one of our friends, for example, had cancer or had problem or accidents, operations. So sometimes you can pay the zakat in advance in support of this cause, because it's for Ibn as-Sabil.
So excuse me, Sheikh. So if my son is a student overseas and he's stuck,
Yes.
so I can give him under 7.
No, because he's your immediate relatives. You are going to help him anyway. You have no option.
No, I may not have sufficient funds. I
Yes.
have with zakat.
Okay.
Help him.
Yes, you can help him with sufficient fund that you have, but with zakat money, no. With zakat money, only the outside relatives. Immediate one, they cannot receive.
Okay. That means you cannot niat at zakat.
Yeah.
You cannot niyat zakat. Yes. Let's say I was holding the money. Suddenly my child had an issue overseas. The money that you were thinking to give zakat, now you need it for emergency, you use it and you are not eligible for zakat. But it's not going to be count as zakat.
Oh.
But you can use the money that you have for emergency if you need it.
So, Sheikh, one more, I don't know,
Yes.
category I have heard before.
Yeah.
Those who are prophets, this one.
Sayyid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those who say they are from the lineage of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, most likely they don't receive the zakat, because Banu Hashim does not receive the zakat. We have this in our country, but who prove it? How can we know exactly? Everyone claim that they are Sayyid. Everyone is Sayyid. So I don't know. Last time we were students, we were starving, we were in boarding school. We're really in a bad situation. I mean, and one of our students, the student who was with us, the zakat, people will come suddenly, is the Arab style. He will just go to the school, call all the students, and he will distribute the money like this and go. So every time someone pass by, give us money, we all queue and take. Except him, he doesn't take. But there, if you don't have the money, I mean, there is no one cook for you. You have to go buy the stuff by yourself, cook for yourself as a student. This is in secondary school. So he was starving just because he's Sayyid. But when you see, I mean, I saw the trees back to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in many of those who claim, I don't know, it's just paper. I mean, Allah knows To me personally, my personal view, I don't think, and unless there is like strong evidence, because in my home, everyone claims that they are from the lineage of Rasulullah. MashaAllah. Yes, everyone wants to be.
But it's mostly in Iran, I think they can say 100%. I'm not Iran, but
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ashayra, 100 Ashayra.
Yes. Yeah, there is. It's actually idea is a bit of Shia idea, the concept. That's why I always tell them, Abu Lahab, the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is khalidan mukhallidan fi nar. He is in the hellfire eternally. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Tabbat yada Abi Lahab wa tab." Abi Lahab is the uncle of Rasulullah. His uncle. He is the brother of his father, immediate uncle. It didn't save him that he is the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what saves you is your deeds. Even if you are back to the lineage of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that does not give you any privilege. I think Arab countries, Pakistan, they have this culture of Sayyid. Okay. So any question regards this asnaf here, inshallah?
The Amir,
Mhm.
two questions.
Yes.
Who are considered as the Amir? Because we have like the
Amir.
board, yeah, the board of member, the board of directors, and then we have the people who are actually doing
Amir, as you're referring to
the Amir, the
No,
Amiri.
number 3.
Amilin. Okay, I said Amir. Amilin alayha, it's all the distributors, administrators, organizations. Yeah, everyone is working there.
Is there a criteria for to be considered as to be selected as an Amir?
I don't know what's the criteria here. They are selecting, but during the time of Rasulullah sallam, he chose the trustworthy, and he give them the warning of accepting any gifts or being easy on the rich and be hard on the poor. So these are the. But now I'm sure that here in Zakat organization, they must have already certain of qualification, like maybe graduate from business or Islamic finance. So, but I'm really not aware exactly what is the criteria. The criteria from the Sunnah perspective is to be trustworthy. Yes. Yeah.
Calculated how much zakat you have to pay.
Yes.
One year. But all this is going to happen over a period of time. It's not, within one day. That zakat fund, how soon do you have to distribute it? So you calculated the zakat that you have to pay.
Yes.
At the end of the
And
whole-
you pay to them, to the system,
you pay to the system.
or you pay by yourself.
Yeah, so you pay to the system, let's say you get back the wakalah. or
Yes.
the riba. How soon do you have to disperse that fund?
Supposedly they have immediate distribution because you pay the zakat, should be distributed.
Immediately.
Yeah, it should be immediately
But
distributed.
there are cases where, for example, like emergency situations, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's why there is an advance paying of zakat. Like emergency happens, it's emergency. It's called emergency. So you don't know. Suddenly emergency happen. Oh, another 3 months is my hawl, my Islamic calendar year. I pay now my zakat before the end of the hawl. Like Ibn Abbas, when Rasulullah ﷺ needed money, he paid his zakat of that year 2 years. Okay, 2 years in advance. So the just to elaborate more on this is that like in case of emergency, it's emergency. So you paid, if hawl or not, you already paid the zakat. If you want to pay for that type of asnaf, but if faqir, okay, I'm giving zakat not through the system. I'm giving it by myself. My hawl is going to be 15 of Ramadan. From the beginning of Ramadan, I already study who I'm gonna give my zakat. I check their background. I already put them in my mind. I arrange how I'm gonna pass to them. So I have done all of that initially because I know the date when I'm gonna give my zakat. If you are paying to the system, supposedly the system you pay here is distributed there. That's how it should be. I don't think so. Yes. Yeah, definitely. It will take time. But you as a giver of zakat, خلاص, you give it to who? You give it to the administrator, العاملين عليه. Now it's their matter if they are late or they did not distribute it yet.
So what happens if they put the money in the bank and you are getting riba, interest on it?
No, خلاص, zakah, if you give, I don't think it's going to be count for you. But for them to use it as fund and investment, Allah A'lam. This is-
I think that is usually 2.5%, right?
Yes,
2.5%.
yes.
Can you pay more?
If you paid more, it will consider sadaqah.
So usually you will pay the taxes. It
Yes.
will be definitely
More than that,
2.5%.
yes, yes.
So whatever that you get back, your wakalah, it's not zakat already, right? It's sedekah.
It's sadaqah, yes.
So I think there shouldn't.
Yes, let's say it goes back to you. Okay? This the return. You calculated your zakah already. You know your zakah, as we said later, let's say 20,000. Then they return back to you another 6,000. They say, okay, balance of your zakah for you to give, right? So that balance, let's say I'm saying, you take it, you use it because you need it. You already have paid your zakah. Your zakah of 20% is, 20,000 is done. Your how?
Basically, that you ask, there's no time limit lah, because it's a
It's
sedekah.
sedekah lah.
Yeah, it's a
But if
sadaqah,
let's
yes.
say you fall short of issuing your zakat, and you know,
So
you
what
want to.
But
And HDM knows about
But
it.
yeah.
You have to.
But sister, did you get what I mean? After they return to you, you already reached the amount of the nisab. You have paid it already. So the extra that you return to you is actually a sadaqah money. If you even want to keep it to yourself, you can.
The thing is with wilayah, you got to account for where you live.
Like,
That's it.
so
So
at least
this is
you
okay.
get
Then you don't
refund.
have-
Okay.
So basically, it's okay for you to use it.
The refund for yourself, yeah.
Based on the calculation, if your calculation you have already fulfilled the zakat, then the money that is balanced is actually a charity money. But you want to give it just to be in the safe side.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you wanted to get away from tax.
Yes, exactly.
Receiving that you take the money for tax.
Deceiving as to the system or deceiving to Allah.
To the tax.
To the tax, yeah. As I said, because if I don't fulfill the amount nisab of my zakah, I am deceiving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So I think the scenario that the government is doing for you here is actually great, by the way. I mean, it's okay if I deceive the system of tax and run away from it. But alhamdulillah, I mean, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I have cleared my zakat money, my wajib. With the tax, that's different. If you feel like, okay, this is cheat to the system, then you can give them as a charity. For the public, yes.
So that means you have to pay your obligation to the zakat.
Yes,
The rest is basically considered as sedekah.
yes.
So in terms of powder-wise, it's greater, right?
Come again, sorry?
Because you have basically paid, okay, you pay in excess of the zakat.
Yes.
2.5%. That's your obligation.
That's your obligation, your zakat. Haqqullah. Now the haqqul ibad.
Anything above 1%,
Yes.
basically sedekah,
Sadaqah, yes.
which would have gone to the tax. I mean,
Yes.
the tax, but because
But-
you converted to sedekah, you get bonus points in terms of.
Okay.
powder, right?
Oh, look. Yes, that's exactly. Yes. Allah Akbar. We should conclude the session here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Exactly. Wallahi, I like this. Yes. Yeah. The idea is look at the barakah. I mean, you run away from the tax. You did your obligation and you still receive money. Allahu Akbar. That's the best system. That's why I say best system of zakat is here. If I am Malaysian, I will definitely follow these steps one by one.
Go for the zakat.
Yes, zakat, and I finish my tax. I'm okay, safe. I pay haqqullah, and then there is something in return. Great. Even if I keep it for myself, then I am fully satisfied. Because look, whatever man made, this is a belief. We have to all agree. What man law can be correct, can be wrong. I mean, tax, it can be okay, it can be not okay. Maybe it used properly, maybe it used for corruption. Allahu A'lam. But the zakat is haqqullah. You are giving it to the need. You are giving the rights of Allah subhanahu. You don't care. It reached the poor, it reached the distributor. How Rasulullah told you to give it to the distributor. He didn't say, go by yourself, find the poor. He did say, no. When they come for jibaya, when they come for collecting, you give the zakat. You did that willingly. So alhamdulillah. But to run away from zakat, of my personal view, if that's not wrong with the law, alhamdulillah. And you are not wrong. So you are doing all three in one, mashallah. I think that's the best scenario you are having here, mashallah. But I like your analyzing the barakah of the zakah from this system, mashallah. Yes. It's subhanallah, it's immediate, you know. Okay, Zakat al-Fitri, just short sharing on the Zakat al-Fitri. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it obligatory on us during Ramadan. As we say, this is Zakat al-Badan, for our body. It's compulsory for all Muslims, dhakar wa untha, male and female, children, slaves, free. Everyone should pay the Zakat al-Fitri. Ibn Umar radiyallahu anhu said, the Prophet, peace be upon him, enjoined the payment of sa' of dates or sa' of barley as a zakat al-fitri on every Muslim, young and old, male and female, free and slave. Okay, here is where is the season debate. When Eid al-Fitr, very close to Zakat al-Fitri, people start to debate. Should we pay money or food? Should we? Starts to happen every year. Every year the season come, the debates come. So Rasulullah give it as food. Now we give it as money. Many scholars during the Tabi'in time have give the zakah in money, in currency in that time. So if you give it in currency that we have now, or you give it in food, both are acceptable, insha'Allah ta'ala. Ibn Abbas said, the person who gives before the Eid prayer, the Zakat al-Fitr, but if someone delays it and give it afterwards, then his charity will be an ordinary one. So if you give it before the Salat al-Eid, it's Zakat al-Fitr. Anything after Salat al-Eid, just a normal charity that you are giving. And you miss the ajr, and you miss the thawab. Now it's very easy, Zakat al-Fitr, you just transfer. You don't have even to go to the masjid and pay it. I am with the opinion of paying it with money. With our time now, I am strongly supporting this idea that you pay with money. So people who needs to buy clothes during Eid al-Fitr, needs to celebrate the Eid, they can have some sufficient fund to do so. Its amount is measuring by the sa' of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's 4 mads by the mud of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is the mad, this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you go and pay, my view, take the highest rate in the payment. There will be like 14 ringgit, 7 and 21, I think. So I personally, I mean, if someone is able to pay, you should take the highest rate. So for sure you are meeting the formats 100%, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. If you take the highest rate, because they have 3, I think, different rice, different.
But what I don't understand is the rice system. You know, they say you eat basmati, then you pay rice different, or you're eating ordinary rice. Free.
Yeah, the zakat al-fitri is different type of because it's given from the qut of Ahl al-Balad. Qut of Ahl means the food of the region of the country. So the food of this region, Malaysia and Asia in general, is rice. So when you give the rice, there will be so many different type of rice. So you can give as much as you wish. I mean, from which type you like. So that's why they have different type of rice for you to buy.
So in Libya, what is the basis?
In Libya is grains like barley and
Like they have different categories.
no, there just the government will announce this year is like 10 or 12. You just count among the people and you give by yourself. They will just announce, they don't collect. They just announce buy money is like this, buy food is like that. You give whatever you wish. But we always give money because especially on the children, you know, like some families they don't have enough to celebrate for maybe if he received from me and from you and from him, then he can enjoy the Eid. But if you give him grains and what he will do, you cook for them.
In terms of Zakat, the distribution does the distribution follow the same eight categories?
Come again?
For the Zakat, the three,
Yes.
does the distribution follow the eight categories?
No. Does not follow the same categories. It follows the needy, just
So
the
it goes
poor.
more towards the faqir.
Faqir, yes. That's why I said faqir is the original type or category that all categories come from him. They all becomes needy because of some circumstances, but he is needy because he is needy. He just doesn't have. Yes. Yes.
One that is one is on timing and payment.
Yes.
Some people mentioned there is a hotel time payment on the day the morning of I think for the prayers. But as you know, they have counters like as early as the first week of Ramadan.
Yes.
So, in terms of Abdal, is that right? That the best time
Yes.
to pay is that's one question. The second question is the pay itself. So
Mhm.
normally, the father would pay for all the dependents. But if Zakat al-Fitri refers to the body, then wouldn't it mean that the individual should also be paying the dependent?
Yes.
So sorry, I mean like just moving forward, meaning to say that if I have a son who's already working, daughter who's already working,
Yes.
shouldn't they themselves pay the zakat fitri
Yes.
their own rather than
Okay.
the father, even though they stay under the same house?
Okay. First, on the timing of Zakat al-Fitri, you can give any time before Eid al-Fitr. It can be before 2 weeks, can be before 1 week. Looking at our culture now, where we are now, I don't think the best time is before the Salat. What he's gonna do that time? All the shops closed and nothing to buy. So I would say 1 week before, looking at the culture, because the practice during the time of the Sahaba is different. Okay, so looking at the culture, since we have the flexibility, so we are looking at the benefit of the needy. Always we have to think of the poor. He is poor, he is in need of this fund to celebrate the Eid. So if I give him just right before the Salah, I will make him miss the opportunity in its best way, in the planning and so on. Okay, this is the first, my view on this. But the second one, those who make money, I mean, they are working. They are still our children, living with us. We feed them, but they are working. We should encourage them to pay from their earning. Even if it's small earning, they should pay from their earning. But if you pay for them, no problem. One Eid, my father called me. He said, I paid for your zakah. I told him, until now, until now you still pay zakah for my zakah. He said to me, I forgot. I just counted you. I say, okay. But it's eligible. It's okay, no problem. But it's better you, if you are earning, you should, because it's for your body. to purify it.
But it's okay for them to pay for us as well, for the parents.
Yes, they can pay for you. If they say, okay, I pay for all of us, then he can pay for you. But it's better they pay for themselves. Encourage them to do so, because I know some people in after they become adults and they have family, because of not practicing zakat al-fitri, they intend to forget it. Oh, zakat al-fitri, he never paid it, you know. But now he's young, he's still in his like 20s, maybe he can start paying it, so he feel it and enjoyed it.
So even if husband and wife is working, better for pay.
Yes, better to pay on her own.
Is it, questions?
Yes.
So the payment of the zakat fitri is
Mm.
during Ramadan?
During Ramadan only. After Ramadan, khalas, it's not. This is the
And not before
term.
Ramadan?
Not before Ramadan, definitely, because it's جعلت للصيام. It's made for the fasting month to purify the physical body. Okay, you want to break or we just finish everything and okay? This is the last one. This one of our sisters have sent to us this set of questions, and I think it's very beneficial that I wanted to share with you, and we share our views on that, inshallah. First question: zakat on salary income. Does the 1 year hawl apply wherein the zakat is payable based on the balance saving accounts at the end of the hawl, as opposite to monthly deduction from the salary? The last, as we said, the end of the hawl. Salary deduction, monthly deduction is also a way to do it, but just make sure that you are mentally prepared to these calculations, and there is a way how it's done automatically without you missing your calculation. But with hawl, I would say it looks even more effective for the receiver when they receive it from you in the end of the hawl.
Because you say that's sort of come. Oh,
No, this one he has to fulfill 1 year hawl.
yeah.
Means the end of the hawl, then you look at your saving account.
Yeah.
Oh, I reached the amount. Okay, then you have to pay.
No, that's right. But then when you apply that salary, doing the salary deduction,
Yeah.
it's taken out already. It is not basically after 1 year out. So it's considered sadaqah.
No, this is consider zakat on the monthly basis, because you are taking it based on monthly.
I know.
For you, 1 hawl year, you know that you are reaching the amount of the nisab of the zakat. Like if I calculate my salary, let's say I calculate my salary, I find that in the end of the hawl, I reach the amount of the zakat, the nisab. So not waiting for the whole hawl until the end of al-hawl and I'm going to pay it one sum like that one time. I made it on monthly basis. In my mind, it's easier for me. So every month I will just give 2.5% from my salary. 2.5% from my salary. It will be deducted. I don't know, do you have in the system here auto deduction? Yes. So auto, khalas. Then you don't have
Calculated on cross income.
yes. After you pay everything and your expenses, you should calculate. After I'm paying everything, all my bills, I have to calculate. If my calculation reach the nisab, then this subscribe that I'm doing is I'm fulfilling my wajib. If after I pay everything, actually I am below the nisab, you are giving sadaqah. So you have to check the calculation properly to make sure that you are above the nisab.
I think you wouldn't know in the month your nisab, because you don't know how much you're spending,
Exactly.
what to pay, what not to pay.
But you can know the average of your, I mean, you can look at your expenses, there are yes unexpected expenses sometimes from one month to another, but the common one, the necessary one, tuition fees, transportation, food, renting, if you are renting, loans, payment, debts, all of that, calculate them. If after calculating them, you still, in 1 year, you reach the hawl, you reach the nisab, then yes, monthly basis. That's why, to be honest with you, I don't prefer the monthly basis. It's quite confusing. خلاص, you start your hawl from, let's say, this month. Okay? You check the Hijri calendar. You choose the date. This is going to be my hawl. Next year, I'm going to check my balance. If in my balance, I reach the nisab, I do the...
It is a year, you may not have much balance.
Yeah.
خلاص.
Shit.
Yes.
So let's say you have committed a 2.5 every month,
Yes.
but at the same time, you also track your monthly expenses,
Yes.
right? So there would be months that your nisab is not there because you suddenly had somebody went to the hospital and you use some money, and that one is not, right? But let's say out of 12 months, 6 months, you did not meet the nisab, right? So in the end, when you look at the whole house, you did not meet. So does that mean that the whole payment that you made to the zakat becomes a sadaqah?
This, no. The hawl, if you are making based on hawl or make based on monthly.
Monthly.
Okay, based on monthly, then you will look at the hawl at the end. I mean, at the end of the hawl, you have reached the nisab. So, okay, your monthly basis, okay, you are paying your zakat, alhamdulillah. But if the end of the hawl this year, you find, oh, I am actually below the amount of nisab of zakat, but I have been paying 2.5 the whole year. Okay, the next year, you find yourself also, again, you are still under the amount of nisab. So then, you either keep that subscribe of 2.5 as a sadaqah, it's going on. So if it's a small amount, no problem. Or if you wish to stop it because it's sadaqah, it's not zakat, you have to stop it. But you have to know, you're not paying zakat wajib. Zakat wajib needs, after you do your calculation, you have paid everything, the necessities of all your bills. The remaining amount, it's above 85 grams of gold. That's the nisab of the
So
income.
actually, it's not a waste of money when you do the nisab because it's still sadaqah.
Yeah, it's still sadaqah. It's not a waste of money. No, but because you are thinking, okay, I'm paying my wajib. I'm doing my zakat wajib. So suddenly you know, oh, sadaqah, you feel frustrated. But you have to know that what you are paying for. But of course, sadaqah, it increased the wealth. So I don't encourage you to stop it. Yes.
My sadaqah will go to the tax department.
Yeah.
What you said, maybe using the silver instead of gold,
Yes.
then basically your zakat kicks in easily.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where it goes
Yes.
into your-
Exactly. Because when you calculate with silver, definitely you are capable to pay zakat.
That's over 1 year.
Yes, exactly.
200 grams of silver, right?
Okay. The second one here regards the EBF. The zakat is only payable on the net income. I think my view on this is okay. That's correct. After everything being deducted and the expenses like EBF, like the medical expenses. Wallahu a'lam. This one you have to double check because, as I said, I'm not fully aware on the system of EBF income. Also the medical expenses as well. Looking at the insurance, how it's been done, how it's the deductions. All of these factors make difference on your view. But as a principle, I think that's the principle of the zakat. You deduct everything that you need to do, your EBF deductions and all of that, all your medical expenses. After that, you pay everything. The remaining, it's what you have to pay for.
That includes your monthly debt commitment also.
Yes,
Like,
yes. Like I have, let's say I have two loans. Okay, one I pay 2,000, one I pay 3,000. So these two loans, after fulfilling them, fulfilling them is necessity because it's a debt. Fulfilling them is a necessity. After I fulfill them, I do the calculation.
Sure.
Yes.
Usually when we minus off our expenses,
Mhm.
in Malaysia, we sort of give a guidance on that, like kifayah.
Mm.
So they're gonna say, okay, if you are a single or you are married, how many dependents, then basically you're guided by a certain amount when you
Mhm.
compute what will be the payable, the zakat payable.
Okay.
But say like just now you touched on like let's say if somebody's lifestyle is a bit more lavish, so they have a big car, they have a big house, so their
Mhm.
loans are bigger.
Yes.
So
That's what they call the zakat of rich. In the Kutub al-Fiqh, the zakat of rich means rich people, wealthy, but they still have debt because of the nature of business now. So the zakat still occurs on them.
yeah, so
They still have to pay zakat because, as I said, the assets itself is worth a lot. The income is high, but the expenses is very high. So when that meets each other, you feel like the person doesn't have the enough amount of the sub. But in this case, despite individual to individual case, because you have to study the case itself to properly calculate every asset and determine if he is gonna pay or she's gonna pay because actually you are rich. Okay, doesn't mean that they have expensive assets means they are rich. It depends on the calculation. But in general rule, the ulama said the people who are wealthy but they have debt as well because of the nature of business, as we said, there are many loans to like to execute projects, or there are many assets and they are paying the loans of that assets, they are still to pay zakat.
but when
In
you
general,
remove
yeah.
off that, like the expenses, right?
Mhm.
The bigger expenses. So the final amount
Mhm.
would be minus of those excess expenses, right?
Yes. But the zakat will be paid for them. They will be paying the minimum of the zakat. The minimum of the zakat, nisab is zakat. Like here in Malaysia, we calculated 20,000, 85.
Yeah.
Yeah, 85 grams.
actually, the zakat agencies, they normally put in, they don't put there in terms of debt.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
Normally, it's basically you have for self. It's a bit like the income tax.
Mm.
For self, wife, medical expenses,
Mhm.
but that is not included. Some states like Perlis, they consider if you're a smoker, you have to basically declare that because
Okay.
then that is considered taking away your income. So that is actually part of the income.
Oh,
If you have Astro also, you have to add that back to your.
I think they have a better calculation there.
So,
That should be like, like you should feel zakat is customized to your wealth, not you feel like you are just into a system like your calculation same as so many calculations. You get what I mean? When they are doing like this, there are so many specification toward you. That's how the zakat should be. Like the Sahaba, when Rasulullah sent them, the administrators of zakat, they go to each one. They go to his house, they go to his farm, they count this one, they count that, how much in debt, they write down all of them, they come, they calculate, then they find out. Okay, that is manual. But I mean, in our time, at least there should be some specification regards debt. Because debt, you cannot neglect the debt. It's what the people own.
say that to formularize it strictly, one formula applies to everybody is difficult.
Yes, yes. The calculation will not be accurate.
You have to look at the extent of the person's
Yes.
lifestyle. I mean,
Yes.
yes, there are some that because of their commitments, personal commitments, that
Yes.
the zakatable
Yes.
asset may not be so much.
Yes.
But then let's ask ourselves whether is he also trying to live beyond a certain lifestyle.
That's why when we just now mentioned to sister, is that being wealthy with debts, it can be two scenarios. It can be first scenario that they have to pay zakat, but it can be they don't have to pay zakat because it depends on the, as I said, the lifestyle. You see that, for example, the expenses in the luxury stuff, you see the expenses on things that there are some assets, like maybe just one watch worth of 30, 40,000. This can pay off maybe some of the loan of the debt. So you have to put all that into an account to be able to say, okay, you should actually pay zakat or you should not pay the zakat. So luxury assets or expensive assets, it's not to be determined like, okay, you have to pay or not to have to pay. Needs to study the individual case, because the lifestyle of a person is what's determined their eligibility of paying zakah or not.
How about on takaful? Can you deduct your wealth on whatever amount you pay for takaful? Channel for takaful.
Takaful, I'm not sure about takaful. I don't have much. Is that something like insurance?
But
Islamic
here's
insurance.
the
Islamic
contract
insurance.
of like charity.
Okay.
So the contract is basically we are giving charity to the.
Yes, because you have to go through the contracts. As I said, names can be, like recently I went to see one contract my friend showed me called بيع ثم إجارة ثم بيع, renting then buy. But then the percentage of the interest is 4.5% is interest rate. But ijara and bay', it's not ijara and bay'. I know ijara and bay'. We study this in the high school time in the fiqh. Ijara and bay', you are going to rent to me the car, a rental agreement. I will rent it. When I finish renting this car for certain amount of years, it becomes my car. No, they don't do that. There is an interest rate. He will pay 20,500 first. This is just the interest. He's still not going to pay the amount of the car. Then the calculation of the paying of the amount starts. But the example I'm giving here, the name, they use ijara and bay'. This is a famous aqd in contract in Islamic finance. But it's not. Ijara and bay'. Which goes again, for example, takaful. I never see any contract of takaful, but you have to go through it like precisely to know if it's really complies with Sharia or not.
So if you didn't put that 4.5%, would it be okay?
Huh?
That means you put it on the price, but there's no reference to 4.5%.
If they don't put, because the aqd, I don't know what's the reason. There must be a risk issue that they cannot do it just ijara, means renting a contract. There must be a risk on them. That's why they don't want to do it. So it's more safe, and this is why the financial institutions, they don't want to share the risk with you. They want you to take all the risk and they will take the profits. But the sadly is now people would these institutions, they will use the Islamic terms to attract the customers to get you subscribed to their programs. But you have to go through the contract really precisely to make sure that there is nothing that contradicts with the Sharia, I mean, in understanding. I see this takaful everywhere, but I never, I am 11 years here, but I'm still quite foreigner. Okay. What balance do you take on current or saving account to pay zakat at the end of the hawl, as the money will be, this we have answered this. We said decrease or increase, doesn't matter. The end of the hawl is your important time that to check your balance. How about the past income where zakat was not paid? Do you back with athar raji? We call it athar raji. Here there is details. If it's very long, like you haven't paid for 20 years, in most authentic aqwal of ulama is that just repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do the most recent one to you, which is 1 year or 2 years ago. But the all years that gone that you never know about zakat, no one guided you, just ask forgiveness from Allah, repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and start from the nearest years to you, means the past year or the 2 years ago. This is the idea. Some they say if you can track, if you can make and you track them and you want to pay them, you can make a scheme and start pay slowly. That's another opinion. But I am with the first opinion, which is do the recent 2 years for you and then make sure that every year you pay your zakah. Can you elaborate if they fulfill the condition who can receive the zakah amongst relatives? We have discussed this. Can you give zakat money towards building a mosque? We have mentioned this. We say no zakat money goes to a building. Only go to individual. It must be human. That's the important. Regardless of the poor. It's building is for them, but your zakat money should go to them immediately, not to the building. The building, there is organization, there is government, there is charity, NGOs that should take care of this building. What happened? We exhaust the money zakat on these buildings and things like that, where the individuals are hungry. So it should be the other way. Can zakat money be used to provide a source of income? Let's say buy a food truck so that the resident can operate a business. What if a person live far away from his work place and limited public transport? Can zakat money be used to buy a motorcycle for him to go to work? Yes, this is one of the best targeting the individuals. Means I go to a very needy, for example, say 25 years old guy, he just graduated, he doesn't have, no one call him for interview. Okay, come, I buy you this car, track, make food, make business. 25,000 of my zakat money goes to him, just him. He will open family and have children, and every time he put halal food in his children's mouth goes to you as a reward. So this is one of the best way. Or buy a motorcycle. So you use the money to buy them a motorcycle or something that they can use as transport. It's acceptable.
Yeah. But then, okay, going back to the part where
Mm.
the cafes,
Yes.
right? What if you want to give to the teacher, but it's to upgrade the works of the cafe school for the benefit of the students? It's similar in the sense that in this case, you're buying the asset.
Okay, in this case, you are, as I said, when you go to the tahfidh school, okay, I go to the tahfidh school, I want to make zakat money for tahfidh school. I want to pay a tuition fees of the needy. Where is the needy? Can you show me? And do you have any needy student? They say yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these needy students, I want to pay their tuition fees. When you pay their tuition fees, the school tahfidh, they will take their tuition fees and pay the teacher, pay the food. They will improve their operation. Maybe they tell you, okay, we don't have needy, but there is waiting list. We can give you these students. And with this, you can track their progress, see where your money have been spent. But okay, give me your zakat. I want to improve my building for the benefit of the school. I put one water leaking. I just fix it. Does not cost me as much as what you give me. Maybe quarter of the money that you give to me, and then the rest of the money I just put it in the account of the tahfidh school. So it's there is no transparent when you are not addressing the individuals. You get what I mean? When you are not addressing humans, individuals, you cannot see the athar, the impact of your zakat. You will see it maybe in a wall, but that does not, it's not the zakat money job. The zakat money job is to lift up the individuals as a person. Like someone suddenly he got job and got car, food truck, and then he's making food and selling and making business. If the zakah is paid before 1 year hawl, does it mean that is deemed as sadaqah rather than zakah? Okay. No, that's no problem. You can pay in advance. Okay, we answer this institution madrasa. In the institution madrasa education, you can pay zakah for one channel only, the tuition fees of students, or a university students, or a college students. You go, okay, you find a college student who cannot pay his course fees. He's about to go back to work and leave study, and then you left them up by paying their fees. This is one of the best ways of paying zakah, is for student of knowledge. But not for like making him feel luxury. He pay his fees, okay, buy him car. He doesn't need car. He can go by transport. So that's not the right channel. It's exactly needy. He's needy. He's like cannot pay the fees. He's waiting for someone to pay for him. Like someone I know back to my country, he always go to pharmacy because their culture is very, very different than here. People buy medicine by credit, means okay, write my name. Because a lot of people that they will just buy credits until their salary ends, then they come and they pay at the pharmacy. So he will go when the zakat money is still in. Okay, there is this patient, this patient, this patient. He will pay off some of the people's bill completely, clear it with the zakat money. So when the next month they come, they see it's cleared by zakat money. Someone come and pay zakat. So this is one of the, like, you are benefiting exactly a needy individual, someone sick, taking medicine and suffering, and you come and you leave them. Same goes to the education, same goes to the business. Even like you see someone, okay, suffering. He has 4 or 5 children, his business is doing terrible, he start to struggle to make his life, and then you lift up his business. This is another way of giving the zakat. Zakat then was the right calculation approach. Is zakat payable on profit or the trading assets all together? All together, as we said, for the zakat. Jazakumullah khairan. Barakallahu feekum. It was very nice to meet you all today. Please, let's have some questions. Yes. Yes. Both ways are okay, but I think if you buy the assets yourself, means you monitor the process, it's more fulfilling for the cause. Because people sometimes, okay, suddenly he had 25,000 in his hand. Okay, all the dreams comes. He wants suddenly to change idea, wants to do this. But when you are helping someone, sometimes also the support emotionally and guidance is important. Okay, I want to buy this car for you. It will be totally for you, but you will work for it as are you interested? I can use my zakat money. Whoever say yes, I'm interested and becomes excited. Okay, come, we take this car. You work, alas. After he had it, then alas, you don't have to follow up. It's his money now. You already give zakat. You already put him on the track. But I think giving cash, it's always somehow, yes, it's quite risky. People sometimes have bad management when the cash is in their hands. Yes, yeah, it's
whether or not the recipient will actually use that money for actual purpose.
mhm,
So the prices go up.
yes,
The fact that I have had financial advice
yeah,
but cash form, that in itself basically fulfills my
yes, exactly, fulfill. Even if you give him completely and he goes, khalas. He is needy, but as I said to you, it's like you want to see that zakat money thrive and create a house, another Muslim house, for example, if he is successful. So you would love to see it happening. So just that emotional support is important for us to, you know, to feel. If you take the money and go, you always think what it is the number, yes. But as a wajib, you fulfill, alhamdulillah, and no obligation on you. Yes.
For I guess the concept to prevent
Yes.
we eventually will do our savings by
Yes.
So in that case, for someone who is retired,
Mhm.
how should they manage their life without receiving any more salary?
Okay.
They need to manage to like save, or we don't know how long they'll
Yes. They are spending now from their saving.
yeah. So is it anything beyond that?
They don't generate any income at all.
They are retired.
Khalas, then they are not there is no zakah obligation on them.
Even they have that, let's say, they have 100,000.
Yes, even if they have handle, but they are not generating an income. So there is no income for them. They are just spending what they have, which is they have paid zakat for these savings all these years. Every howl they pay zakat for this. Let's say it was in EBF, and then when they retire, they take the money out. So there is no zakat on them because they don't generate income. There is no income for them. It's just for their retiree. So they are considered poor because they are not making new money. They're coming, not working. They are just spending what they have.
So that goes the same for those people who are receiving pension.
What's pensions?
Like retirement funds, yeah.
Yeah, retirement funds from where? It's from where generated? Is it non-stop? Or from their saving? It's coming from the government. Oh, from the government, you have to pay zakah. Yeah, because you consider it's this is income from you. It's for you for what you have worked. But the saving that I saved, it's very limited. I have paid zakat for it, for all this saving, and now I don't generate any income. I barely I don't know how long I would live to spend this. But then I consider maybe a poor to be in the future. So I don't pay zakat on that as I am needy. But if there is salary still going on, I work in government and my salary is going to be on until I return back to Allah, then you are making income. So you have to calculate same things.
Sorry, but I just missed it.
Yes.
Is it related to EPF?
Not exactly, but I mean retiring. When someone retired.
You retire.
Yeah.
And then at 55 you retire.
Yes.
So there's you can take out your money from EPF. Does it mean that you don't, and let's say that you have no income?
Yes.
You retired. Does it mean that you don't have to pay zakat?
Yes, if you don't have any income, you are not generating any income at all, and your money is what you have saved, and you have paid this zakat for all these years for this savings, then you don't have to pay zakat. Because as I said, this one is for you to spend only. You are spending only. You are not having any income, passive income to you coming as a salary or as a investment. You have some properties or no, just the saving. You're just spending. So it's gonna finish. There will come day that will finish. So looking at the future, you might be a needy in the future. So in that sense, you does not zakat is not obligation on you.
How about the zakat on investment?
Mhm.
So if like let's say I invest in a company,
Okay.
do I need to pay zakat on that investment, or do I just pay zakat on any returns that I might receive from that investment?
You have to pay on your investment and in your return together. So you have to wait for the financial year. Usually, when it's like shared investment, so you will wait for the return, how much the profit you have made, plus your capital, how much altogether you have put. Then from there, is it reaching the amount of zakah? If it is, then you pay the zakah. Okay, so if it is, yes, you pay the amount of zakah. Shares or investment on your own, both are the same, take the same hukum.
Company that pays zakat,
Mm.
in this case, if the company is a public listed company.
Jazakumullah khair. I'm very sorry if I was short in any explanation, or may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us all, inshallah, and increase our knowledge, Ya Rabbil Alameen. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والحمد لله رب العالمين. بارك الله فيكم. Inshallah, we see you inshallah in another course, inshallah ta'ala.